Welcome back, guys. In this module, we are stepping into the gold layer, the part of the lakehouse where we shape the clean silver tables into reporting and advanced analytics tables. This is where the structure of our analytics model really comes together. Let's start the gold layer by creating the dimension tables. We're going to take the silver versions of our accounts, stores, and P&L mapping tables and shape them into clean, well-named dimensions designed for reporting and analytics. Okay, we're going to take a look at some of the scripts for the gold tables now, and we'll move like I've done in the other ones, one by one. In the gold layer, I'm just going to rename stuff for Power BI friendly naming. So on the accounts table, I'm just doing some renaming, and you can do the same way. You can do another style if you want to. But basically, again, we are reading from silver. I'm actually doing an order here because I thought that would be good. And then I'm storing it into a gold table. And now I introduce the naming such as dim and fact. That comes into play now, which is the first time versus previous times in silver. It's been more generic and not so specifically named for specific use cases. So that's some of what we're starting to do now in the gold layer. So this is the accounts table. Let's quickly take a look at the stores table. Same thing, we are doing some renaming. I'm ordering it by something. Again, here you guys can decide a little bit for yourself, but take a look what's happening and take note of it and do the same thing for stores. Same thing for the account mapping, some ordering here and some renaming. Again, you guys can do the same thing. If you want to name it a different convention, you do that, but these ones are fairly straightforward. Great, your gold dimensions are now complete and they are ready to connect to the fact tables. Now it's time to build our main fact table. In this lesson, we'll take the silver GL transactions and turn them into a clean, structured gold fact ready for slicing, filtering, and KPI modeling in the later modules. If we then look at the main fact table, there is also just mostly renaming. So I think you guys can continue with that and create this one. Where things gets interesting is in the next two ones. Perfect, your transaction level gold fact is now ready. Next, we're gonna move into aggregation and create a monthly summary of the general ledger data. In this lesson, we're gonna build a monthly aggregated fact table. You're gonna learn how to roll up transaction data to the month, store, and account level using simple SQL, and why pre-aggregated data can be useful in reporting. So in this table, this aggregated fact table monthly, we're going to do some changes to one of the tables that we already have. We're going to read from the gold fact transactions light table that exists, and we're going to fetch a couple columns. And then what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the first date in the month. We're going to sum it up and we are going to do a group by. So here we have a temporary CTE, and then we are reading from that. We're doing a group by, an order by, and we are creating a monthly aggregated table. This one is a little bit different and it introduces some new concepts for you guys. Take a note of this one. Pause, read through the script and recreate this and verify in dbeaver that this looks correct. But this is an aggregated gold table on top of the other more detailed gold table, which is something that you do sometimes. You could also read it from silver, aggregate it if you want to do that. But this is one of one example that I want to show you guys. Nice work! Your aggregated monthly fact is now complete. In the next lesson, we're going to extend this a little bit further and we're going to create an advanced model by looking at scenario model to support best case and worst case analysis. In this one, we are doing something a little bit more advanced. I'm trying to introduce some scenario analysis to you guys, which basically means we are taking some data and introducing some different scenarios. So the first thing we are doing is we're actually aggregating from the base table again to the monthly level. You could even read from the monthly table that we just created previously in here, but I decided to do it again with a CTE to get a base temporary table that you can read from. And then you're going to read from this base table, and you're going to set this as one scenario. And this is the actual as scenario. You can see here, So we're getting the data on monthly level. We are storing the actual value as one scenario. And then we're going to read again from the base table, but this time we are doing some case statements to set a different type of scenario. And we've called this best case, which is that you are within a certain amount of, let's call it difference from the actual amount, and see where that ends up if revenue goes up or cost goes down. So there can be some differences here. And then we also have this one scenario where there is even a higher difference from the actual values, which we call worst case scenario, which is also read from the base table. And what we're doing in between is that we are combining these tables into one. And what this is a scenario analysis table where we're taking the data up to a level where we can do some scenario analysis. We're storing some of the data as actuals, and then we are combining it through unions and having some case statements to calculate some other scenarios, which you have called best case and worst case here. And it's just an example of how we can create something which looks a little bit more advanced as a scenario analysis case. And again, to introduce you guys to some other concepts in terms of SQL and in terms of analytics that we will later take with us together into Power BI to showcase some different possible outcomes as time goes. And that's your scenario model. Simple, lightweight, and extremely useful for finance analytics. To finish the module, let's quickly do a review of all the goal tables you've created and how they fit together. This gives you a full picture of the model that you're going to be working with in the next module. So now that we have created all the goal tables, let's just quickly take a look at what we have created and just to summarize. So we've taken information from Silver, our Silver part of the lakehouse, and we have created these different goal tables. We have one which is a little bit more advanced oriented, the scenarios light, and this is what it looks like. You have different rows for store codes, accounts, and different scenarios per month. And if you don't have that, if it doesn't look like this, go back, look at the script, and try to think through what is actually happening. We have the account mapping, and you can see in my goal table, I haven't made the corrections, but you should see the same table, but with all of the, basically no null values when you are looking at this. If you go to accounts, you should see all of the different accounts. You should see some capitalization. You should see the ordering. Think about this as you go through the tables. We have the stores table, which is combining, if you remember from Silver, the stores and the geographic. It's stored by the store code, and it also has some fixes on some different columns. Again, this is the final tables that have now become dim and fact tables. So all of your corrections, all of your fixes, your aggregations, different parts, that should be stuff that you are seeing the result of as you go through it now. We have our general transactions table. Make sure you check the column names and that everything looks good. If I show you guys the last one, which is a monthly aggregated table, fewer columns, but per month, and we have the aggregated amounts. And of course, now we are in the gold layers, and now we are in the layer where we are serving both for analytics and other use cases. So these dim and fact tables, if we look away from the advanced ones, they're going to go into Power BI, but they were also used to serve as a purpose into the advanced one, and then written back to the gold part of the lakehouse. And we can also take that with us into Power BI, which is what we are going to do later. So if we look across the previous module and this module, we have now taken data from the raw into bronze. We made a copy. We've done some things within Silver, a bit more operational in terms of joins and some changes there. And now we have finally in the final gold layer structured for serving it further on into different use cases based on your ambitions and what you're trying to do with the data. And of course, as I mentioned before, it could be reporting, it could be advanced analytics, it could be something else. It's important that you don't think gold layer is only for fact and dim tables in Power BI. It can be different use cases. So think about that as you go through the data, and also ask yourself, what else type of use cases could this layer be used for, and what other ways could I have exposed data? Great work! Your gold layer is complete. In the next module, we're going to move into dashboard development and start building calculations, KPIs, and visualizations based on the data model that you have just created. Thank you guys for watching. If you are enjoying this series, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.